Good morning from Chessington, World of Adventures, and here we are, and we're starting this today at Elmers Flying Jumbos, where we said last time there was a square. So there was a square last time, which we mentioned, which is usually a place that there's going to be some kind of scenery, and indeed there is. There's a hole cut in the bush, and there is a bush scenery. Really brightly coloured one. We've also got this one as well. Whether or not that's the final location for that, I'm not 100% sure, but we have some scenery for it, which is great news. Then as we walk round to the Flying Jumbos here, you can see that Elmer is pretty much ready to go. So as we mentioned last time, the buttons weren't back inside. As you may now be able to see, they are back inside. So imagine this ride is pretty much ready. That said, there's not much of a queue for it yet. So we're a week away from friends and family opening. We are 2 weeks away from annual pass day, and we are just over 2 weeks away from full opening. I think this will be open. I don't think there'll be a problem here. I'm expecting a massive big kind of entrance area which isn't quite done yet. I'm expecting some more scenery around here as well, but I think principally this will probably be open for it. It is only the Flying Jumbos. I don't think that's what people are going to be wanting to experience, but I think it will be ready. It looks nice and brightly coloured. To be fair, given the weather we've had, there are quite a few leaves down here. It'd be really interesting to see whether or not they have a way of picking these out from the coloured stones. But yeah, it's been finished really, really nicely, and we've been saying, obviously, for a couple of weeks, well, in fact, we've been saying for a couple of years, say a couple of weeks, that this area has been absolutely wasted since the carousel left. So it's lovely to see a ride here. Really is lovely to see a ride here again. Now, of course, last time we were here, we thought the Rainforest was nowhere near being done. So we're going to take you over now to the Rainforest. You'll see tiny truckers here. Actually, the cars are halfway round, and you'll also see Dragon's Fury going around in the backdrop, which is kind of showing that that's ready. Kate has taken some photos. So the Safari Drive area here, again, should be ready. It's only going to be little cars. It should be ready, but kind of looking up at the Rainforest up there, we can see a little bit of theming. We're going to have to zoom in, but we can see a little bit of theming kind of appearing there, some vines and bits and pieces. But I have to say, during February half term, this looked far, far from complete. The fact that, you know, they want this, they want this open. They want this open, Cody.
Yep.
Next week, I'm not convinced. Not convinced that the Rainforest will be open next week. But Kurt's going to get some close-ups now, and we'll see if we get a slightly better view as to what's going on, because obviously where we are out of season now, we can't go down there, but there's definitely a lot going on. We can definitely see quite a lot of extra. I said the vines, yeah, we can see the vine theming is definitely up there, so there is some jungle theming gone in. It looks like they're going to keep the old Toadie's entrance. I mean, they're going to have to get rid of the pink. They were painting it last time we were here. I was kind of hoping for a complete rip out and something really fresh, but I don't think we're going to get that. We can't see any signs of any cars, we can't from here, but you know, we'll get Kurt to have a look shortly and see what else he can see, and we'll come back to you on that. Round by the Rainforest, then it is blocked. Honestly, we've kind of done what we can. We can see new theming. What I'm looking at then, we can see something caught my eye on Vampire. We'll have a quick look at that in a sec. It looks like, I don't know, it just looks white, doesn't it? Just caught my eye, that did. So we can see some new vine theming in there. You know, when we talk about what's going to be open for the beginning of you know, the season in 2 weeks, I think it's going to be touch and go. You know, whether that is going to make you know, the friends and family day, and whether or not it's going to make the annual pass day. Beginning of the season, I would like to hope so. As you said, we have seen that the track is complete for the log flume, so I'd kind of be expecting it to open, to be honest with you. As you saw there, for anyone worried, Vampire is testing. So Vampire and Dragon's Fury, the park's two major rides, are testing. Now then, you can probably see where we're standing, and quite a lot has happened here. Slash loads has happened here, to be honest with you. Now it looks like the footers are indeed in place, and you can see also that you know, it's the bolts are in as well. You can't see in this one because it's full of water, but you can see in that one that the bolts are in. where that one's kind of not quite ready yet to receive the new pirate ship. Now I have to say, it looks quite thin.
Not very.
It does look quite thin. I don't know whether that's anything to go by or not, but it looks quite thin. Doesn't look particularly massive, to be honest. So it'll be interesting to see what goes in there. You know, new designs that maybe they don't stretch out as far, I don't know. But we've got some new rock work being done here. This is beautiful the way they've done this. I kind of kept it in with the rock work they've already got, and you put some stones over the back as well, which is kind of, you know, quite beachy, to be honest with you. Quite beachy. I'm guessing this will still be full of water where this digger is at the moment once they get it all out there. Now then, over the back there are two trucks. I'm going to go up here actually. We're going to go up here to look. Kurt is going to come and zoom in on these very shortly. We'll put some pictures up. So you can still see that Ramesses Revenge is right here. And there's a blue truck behind it now. And this blue truck looks very, very similar to the one that Black Buccaneer was carted away on not so long ago. So it'd be interesting to see what's on that. But yeah, Ramesses is still sitting there open to the elements.
And the Fussers are still in the other end as well.
Yeah. So obviously we'll be expecting, you know, Ramesses to leave certainly before the park opens next weekend. There's quite a lot to do, you know. There's 7 days now, 7 days until the park sort of reopens and people can come in and have a look around, and there seems a lot to do. Seems a lot to do. As we know, the new pirate ship will not be open for the start of the season. I think they are opening for, looking for sort of after Easter opening for that, which kind of makes sense, to be honest with you. You know, I'm really pleased to see something coming back. I really hope it's not any smaller. I'm really pleased for something to be coming back. In terms of the Rainforest, I don't know, we're not down there, we can't see what work's been done behind the scenes, but from a distance it looks like there's a lot of work left to do, whereas, you know, Elmers looks like it's ready to roll. But yeah, massive activity going on down here, loads of odd bits and pieces, loads going on. So yeah, there is the pirate ship, the unnamed pirate ship. There it is. We can't see, we can see a little bit, as I said, Ramesses is up there, blue truck is up there as well. That wasn't here last time we were here. And yeah, lovely activity. It looks really nice actually. I think it's going to come together really, really lovely. Really, really lovely. We haven't seen Vampire go around again, but Dragon's Fury is going around like crazy. Absolute crazy. So yeah, can't wait for a new season to get back on Dragon's Fury. And indeed the Vampire. No, we've been on the Vampire this year, haven't we? We've been on the Vampire in 2020. What we'll do is we'll quickly nip over to Seastorm, which isn't quite back together, but I would fully imagine we'll be back together in a week's time for Friends and Family Day. Quick look around there actually. So what was loads and loads and loads of storage is now just sort of a few curbs. Thanks, Kurt, thanks for that. So what is loads of storage is now just a few curbs from the old safari ride, which I'm guessing not used on a new one. And you can see as well in the box over here the old Vampire cog, because that has been replaced. And you know, we talk about winter maintenance. Now, the Vampire was open right the way up to the 3rd of January, and they've completely stripped it back in terms of, obviously, the ride. They've stripped back all the chain and cogs and everything, replaced it, and at the end of February, it's testing again. Ready to open in a week's time, you would presume. But this time, I imagine it'll be cleared up this week. If anything, the truck up there may well be to take these pallets away, potentially. Who knows? That's what I like about this time of the year. As you know, I love closed season updates. It's speculation. What is going on? We literally just got rained upon like absolute crazy, and now it's beautiful blue skies here at Chessington. Quite unbelievable.
Oh no, you can literally see them.
Oh no, clouds are gone. Unbelievable.
It was a games thing, wasn't it?
It was a games thing. It's now a so around the other side, when we go around there, you'll see that the games have been sort of pulled out, and this has been made to fit. It's like a staff cut down for this year as well. Then the fact that games won't all be manned. We'll have a look around here first. Cody wants a Pikachu. They're wet, Cody. They're really wet as well. So yeah, here's some of the old games here. As we said, it's all just pallets and stuff. You know, there's a fair amount of Seastorm to put back together, in fairness. But again, you know, they can redo these rides in 5 days. So I don't think there'll be a problem with Seastorm opening, as long as the weather stays nice. Most of the cars are back on. It's just the metal bits they've got to put back in, much like the back of the vampire trains. And there's one or two left to be popped back in. Yeah, not a lot left to do, to be honest. So guest services is undergoing a bit. A little bit of love there. Of course, we know Ramesses Revenge has gone. We've just seen it on a lorry. The signage is still there. I mean, you know, it's nice there. It's nice to have the signage there, isn't it?
Yep.
Again, assumingly that will be dug out and disappeared. You know, some of that lovely theming. I love these posts. The side theming for Ramesses, I absolutely love them. I really hope they don't go to waste. I hope they don't go to waste, but... So we did say last time, obviously some of this is being repainted. And some work's ongoing. Something might have been done last season, but it does look like more's been done around the other side. Now, the rattlesnake cars, as we said last time, were back on. I mean, you can really see a difference, can't you, between this and that. Are they going to get that done in a week? No. No, they're probably not, are they?
It'd be nice if they did.
It would be nice if they did. It would be really nice if they did.
Inferno upstairs thing.
Yeah. But you can see, look, a train being loaded down there, which is great, and a train just here as well, which we'll see. So they are being loaded back onto the track. And that's how they do it, just in case you didn't know. They kind of use the crane, pull them down, place them onto the transfer track and transfer them across.
There's one in the station.
And there's one in the station, which assumingly has been testing. Let's hope the back bits are attached a bit better this year. The rubber bits at the back. I mean, look how pristine that looks. I mean, you know, we say when we looked under the Dragon one at Funland, how great it is to look underneath. But seriously, look how pristine that is. Ready to roll for the new season. See, I want to say these have been done as well, but they don't look new, but they look newer. I'm confused, Kurt. I'm confused. You confused? Cody's confused and we're all confused.
Oh, he's always confused.
So there we have it, Chessington World of Adventures. Now, as we just walked past there, guest services is being repainted, which is good to see a little bit of a freshen up there. They've had a lot, I say a lot, they've had a lot of goings on. I was going to say a lot of investment this year, but they haven't had a lot of investment, depending on what the boat looks like. But there's a lot going on, a lot of landscaping, a lot of kind of bringing the park a bit more up to date. Much like Fort Park, as we say in their updates, we still long to see something new at the park. You know, something really, really big. People moan that Fort Park haven't had a major, you know, a major roller coaster since 2012. Well, you know, when did Fury open, Kurt?
2001, 2002.
Yeah, 2004. 2004. So it's been a long time since Chessington have had something. Now, this was going to be our last update video, but I think in hindsight it's probably not going to be, because Black Buccaneer isn't coming straight away, and I'm not convinced with the Rainforest. I'm not convinced it'll be open. We don't know when we're coming to the park next. I completely misjudged my weekends in terms of annual pass, so we won't be coming for annual pass weekend because I forgot to buy the boys' ticket. Yeah, it won't be. But in saying that, you know, there's going to be plenty of chance to adventure at Chessington World of Adventures this year. Loads of time, in fact, absolute loads of time for us to be able to do things this year. So I'm not too worried about getting in here and being first to ride rides that aren't aimed at particularly me or even the children anyway, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, what have we learned today? Well, there's more progress on the ship. The landscaping's looking really good. Looks like the footers are ready to go. Yeah, can't be long now till that comes in. Ramesses is still on site, which I'm a little bit surprised about. That's gonna have to be gone in next week. You'd think the sign's got to be gone in next week as well. The trains are back on a track for Rattlesnake. We've seen Fury and Vampire go around today, which is great news for friends and family, and indeed annual pass weekend as well. You know, everyone worries about Vampire when it's been open over Christmas, but looks like it will indeed be ready. At Rainforest, I don't know. Unless something magical's happened up there, I don't think it's going to be ready. I don't think it's going to be quite ready for the early ones. I think it might be ready for the start of the season, but I'm not convinced it's going to be ready for the kind of preview days. I could be wrong. Elmers looks ready to roll, but there's still quite a lot of theming to do. You know, we're 1 1 week away from friends and family, and they're not quite there yet. What do you think? Leave your comments below. Thank you for joining us here from Chessington World Adventures. It's nearly open season. We'll see you soon.